here we are with David Archuleta getting prepped up for his performance later today, and Chico and Delamar interviewing him with questions from fans themselves at number 6.
Question number 6 from Jonah Angela. You know, recently Justin Bieber said in his interview that he wanted a famous girlfriend because he didn't want a fan, because he didn't know if they wanted him for who he was or for because he was a famous star. Now, given that you're, you know, and with you're also hugely popular and people want to be with you, do you share the same point of view? Do you, when you're looking for, let's say, somebody to love for the rest of your life, would you rather be somebody...
Queen song, somebody to love. Do you know that song?
Yes.
I love that song.
So
can anybody find me somebody?
Oh my goodness. So, I mean, do you share the same point of view? Would you rather be with somebody equally popular so that you know that they like you for you and not just because you're David Archuleta?
I think what he meant by that, I totally understand where he's coming from, and I definitely feel that same way. I think everyone feels that way. I think everyone wants to be liked for who they are, and I think that's what he really means. It's hard because so many people, it's almost like they love the hype around you and not you. You know, it's more like the attention that everyone else is giving you, and just that. I think, you know, it's interesting because it's almost like sometimes it's like there's all this hype around you and everyone's going like ah, and if you were like to step away from it, it's almost like the people would still be going like that over the hype and attention, like those elements that are surrounding you. But if you're to step away from them, it's like the people are still over there, and that's what they're loving and kind of craving.
The image.
Yeah. And it's like, you know, who's really drawn to the heart, and or me as a person. And so, you know, having a famous girlfriend, it's someone who understands that. You know, it's really hard to understand fame, I think, and what comes with it and how people view you until you've had it experience yourself. And that's why he wants a famous girlfriend, because someone who's been in his shoes and understands it, and who's kind of gotten over the hump of the hype and the attention and the craving of that. So I think it's just more, but even famous people can still kind of be caught up in that.
Yeah, that's true.
And so it's just a matter of finding people who've gotten over that hump and who've gone past, okay, you know, there's more to people than just the attention they get and the hype around them and their fame and things like that.
That's why it's easy for losers, because if somebody loves you, you know that they really love you.
Exactly. No, that's the best feeling you can feel, is that someone just genuinely cares about you and genuinely wants you to do well in your life and wants the best for you. And that's why I think it's important to find people who aren't caught up in themselves too. Because if they're caught up in themselves, they'll want your attention. They'll want your hype that you have, or just any relationship. It's unhealthy if they want it for themselves and you belong to me. I own you, or I want this from you. People who just like, you know, what can I do to help you? Or oh, that's great, I'll support you, but I won't ask for your glory or anything. They're like anything like that. Just it always feels good to be cared about. The right way.
This one is coming from Zach Avery Davin. Given the choice, other than David Cook, who would you want to
be in a showdown with? Of the finalists of American Idol. Stick to the finalists. Yeah. You know, you have like Fantasia Barrino, Carrie Underwood, Adam Lambert, Chris Allen, Bo Bice. Your choice.
I don't really like showdowns. I mean,
like a finale.
What's so nice about David Cook is that we got to know each other very well, and we're able to relate to each other because it's kind of like the
same thing.
Yeah, we were going through the same thing, so we kind of were like, we understood that it wasn't about going against each other. We weren't there for that. We were just like, so I was really glad to be there with him because he just. It wasn't like a showdown. We weren't competing against each other, and it wasn't about comparing each other to each other. And so that's why I'm so surprised. I don't know why I got that far on American Idol because I just am not competitive and I don't like comparing myself to other people.
We know how you got there because everybody. The Philippines was divided: Cook or Archuleta. It really was. It was so clear. All right.
Oh man. Well, yeah. I mean, because it's like, man, just everyone. I don't know. Just it's like you be fans of both of us. We don't because we're not competitive towards each other. So that's what's funny about it.
Just a little serious, going a little serious. Somebody, Tyler Swift, sent us in. Yes, Tyler, not Taylor. Tyler Swift. It's very big in the States now, the campaign against bullying. It'll get better. But Tyler wanted to know, have you ever been a victim of bullying yourself? Before you became who you are, have you ever been a victim of, people pushing you around?
Yeah. I think most people actually do that. Some in some way or some form, but I think when you are kind of more quiet and you don't have as much confidence, you're an easy target. And I didn't have a lot of confidence in myself. I felt like everyone else was so much more above me, and so people really could take advantage of that aspect of me. And it's challenging. It's interesting, but the people, I think what really helped me were the friends that I did have. The support. I was very distant, but there were people who just, even though I didn't want to talk to anyone, I was very quiet. I would go, I would eat lunch by myself. I'd go just straight, and then when I was done, I would just go wander off by myself. And I was very loner kind of person. But there are people who just, even though I was like, oh, I don't want anyone coming up to me or anything like that, there are people who came up anyway, and people who still, they would invite me to eat lunch with them. Sometimes I would say, oh, it's okay. But there are some people who, they just would continue inviting me anyway, ask me how I was doing. And even though I was like, why are they talking to me? At the same time, I was like, wow, people actually are talking to me and care enough to, that's what really helped me. So that's what I really learned. It's so important to just say hi to people. Yeah. Simple things, because it means so much to them. And you don't know what it could do for them. It could totally make their day. Yeah. Like for me, even though I acted, or I kind of told myself I don't want anyone talking to me, when someone would genuinely just ask how I was doing and invite me to come sit with them or invite me to come hang out with them, I was like, why are they asking me to hang out with them? I'm not going to say, it's going to be awkward. I'm not going to say anything. But they just did it anyway. And so it really, for me, it's like, I would go home and be like, wow. I mean, it's like, that's so cool that they came up. It's like, it meant a lot to me. And now I've realized how much it can do for other people. Yeah. So really make your way to go out and say hi to people, even if they're quiet, because you don't know what it can do for them.
Those people are so lucky that they came up to you when you weren't famous. They're thinking, yeah, right move.
No, and some of those people, they're still some of my very good friends. Yeah. And it's just been cool to see how, them simply reaching out has made a difference and has really helped me. And now also me getting to do that for other people, so the friends that I've made, it's like I had to maybe go out of my way a little bit to say hi to them or ask how they're doing or invite them to something.
And it means a lot.
Yeah. So it's cool.
Question number 3 from Mylene Batol. Had you won American Idol, how different do you think your life would be from the life you have now?
Had I won? Well, I really feel like I don't think, no matter what happened, if anything had worked differently, I still don't think I would have won, because I don't think that's what was supposed to happen. So it's like, if something else happened, maybe I would have gone off the show even sooner. I don't know. But if I did win, I don't know I don't think anything would really be different other than having that title of, you won American Idol. I don't know. I just feel like I don't like changing things in the past because I feel like
it happened for a reason.
Yeah, it happened for a reason. Even even if it's the way other people didn't expect it to happen, or if you didn't expect it to happen, I always feel like, okay, what do you learn from this, or you know, I mean, or something like that. I was really fine with not winning.
Yeah.
I mean, I just couldn't believe that I
Reached that far.
Yeah, I mean.
Are you serious? Are you real?
Yeah.
Have you hurt yourself?
No. Well, just like all the other people there.
Oh, that's true.
From the auditions, from the thousands of people at the first audition, and there's still like a couple thousand people at the next audition, and then there's still hundreds of people. Just like every single round, there's such amazing singers. So it's like, what makes me different? You know, it's like, I like to sing. So does everyone else here. So it's like, and everyone else has amazing voices. So what makes it different? And so I felt like the thing that I have to keep doing is showing that I love, you know, why I love music. And that's the only thing I felt like I could express, or be any way I could be of use while I was there.
All right, so one final question from Jesley. Would you do a song, or maybe do something with your career that is outside of your comfort zone? Because, you know, you've got a certain image. You know, your songs are very positive. They're very safe for kids. You know, a lot of singers, a lot of performers, actors, especially the ones who started out as kids, like child performers, they do, when they get older, they try to do something very drastic to make sure they cross over to tell everyone, look, I'm an adult now. You don't have to treat me like a kid. Do you consider something like that? Since you are, you know, very young, and before you know it, you'll be an adult. And so do you consider something moving outside of your comfort zone someday?
Well, you see, for me, like, looking at it from my point of view, I have been stepping out of my comfort zone, because for so long I just told myself that's not going to happen, or I wouldn't be able to do that, or I can't do that. And so the first album was a huge step out of my comfort zone. And even this next album, because so many people are telling you to make this kind of music, you have to do this certain kind. So in that environment, I was out of my, you know, what seems like the comfortable thing to do is just to do what everyone is telling you, just to make everyone happy. Okay, I'll just do what they say. And it was hard, because I was like, no, I want to do this. I want to try this. And it was kind of scary, because with this album, I did do something very different from before in being positive. And it's like almost I was like, will I come across as cheesy almost? I mean, because it's very easy for me to be cheesy. And it's not hard for me to do that. But it's like, no, I need to do this. I don't, you know, it may not be the most attractive, hip, edgy thing, but it's what I need to do. And that was hard, because so many people are like, oh, you need to do this, and oh, where are all the love songs, and love, you know, and things like that. And it was hard. It was stepping out of my comfort zone by doing what I felt I needed to do, instead of just going with what everyone else was telling me. Because I was, you know, I'm kind of a follower. I do, you know, with like, oh, I just want to make people happy.
Yeah.
But this time it's like, I need to do what I feel is the right thing. And what and so it is
your name and face on the cover.
Yeah. So it was stepping out of my comfort zone doing that, because it wasn't something that was easy to do, even though it was with the first album, I wasn't really able to do that. I wasn't able to do the positive thing, because they're just, here are a bunch of songs, record them and stuff like that.
You had more control in this one.
Yeah, and I had to fight for it too. It wasn't just like it wasn't just like, oh, I want to do my thing now, and I'm gonna see how, I'm gonna try and figure it out. And it wasn't just like, okay. It was like,
this is what I want.
Like it was a challenge, but I learned a lot from it. And with the next thing, I feel like you have to step out of your comfort zone to feel accomplished and to feel fulfilled. The next album, I will try something a little different, but I still like to keep it in a certain. I like to do. I mean, for music, what I want to do with music in my life, I want people to just feel good. I want them to have a different perspective of life, and this is just kind of the first step. And this is my first attempt at trying it kind of the goofy, kind of dorky, fun way. The next album, I want to try some more kind of serious stuff, and it'll be a completely different challenge. But we'll see how I can find a mixture and balance of of songs and things.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was David Archuleta with the questions from the fans. One last thing. Your fans always want to hear your voice.
Hello, Metro Manila. This is David Archuleta, and you are tuned in to the Monster RX93.1. I had a dream last night. I didn't know which floor to get off on. Hey.